Hey guys, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Kaizer Podcast. I am your host, Belf, and I'm joined by the other members of Kaizer, which is Max, Rowan,
Hello.
and Lee.
Yo.
Yeah, we're just going to be going over this week's stream reveals. We're going to be talking a little bit of market stuff. We're going to be going over some of the other things that have happened this week in Vanguard in general. So, what was the first topic we were going to be covering? Oh yeah, there was a ban list. There was a really big ban list.
Ban list of 3 cards.
So what got changed? What got hit?
So
Hugo
Arena got banned. Oh yeah, let's start with Hugo. Yeah, because he was the first card actually revealed on the stream.
So I think Hugo got an errata. It didn't actually change how powerful the card was, and it was just we're making the card a little easier to understand, which is fine. I still think that card is batshit, and it's really, really stupid. But what are we gonna do? She rode power creep in 2020.
Yeah. So are we going to explain what?
So what actually got changed about it then?
I think if instead of it being choose one of your opponent's units that has a grade, and then you can call a unit of the same grade, it's now like you can choose any of them. Like it was just clarification on the text. Like they've made the text easier to understand as opposed to like you can read it and kind of interpret it in the wrong way. And now they've changed that.
But they also changed it to spinning only one of your opponent's rear guards, right? Or was that not?
I'm gonna just double check that because
no, on the wiki, yeah, it looks like on the wiki it's only just the thing that you just said, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember lots of people in the chat saying they only span one now.
I think that's because they changed it. They actually used the word for one in the errata red text as opposed to the word for any. None of us speak Japanese, by the way. That's probably the thing that makes this the hardest. Which makes it's really difficult playing a weeaboo card game when nobody reads moon runes. We had some standard bannings. What do we think to those? So Violence Flanger and Variance Hardleg got banned in standard. Your thoughts on these very relevant standard decks?
Very relevant might be a stretch. I think that we're probably preparing ourselves for cards to be released rather than affecting the meta as it is at the moment. But I don't know.
I mean, like the way that I see these kinds of hits is that both of these cards really restricted your opponent's opportunity to play the game. Because how many games have you gone to 5 damage against Granblue? They've called a Violence Flanger, discarded 3 cards, and you've gone, yeah, I can definitely interact with this. I'm definitely not completely dead, and there's nothing I can do about it.
I genuinely can't think of any games that have gone to 5 damage against Granblue, to be honest.
I mean, the big difficulty here is these aren't restricted cards in kind of a choice restriction. These are, and you cannot play these cards anymore. I mean, Violence Flanger's skill is Soul Blaster grade 3, discard cards from your hand and it gains 5k. And then in the battle that it attacks, your opponent can't call Sentinels or cards of the same grade as the cards you discarded. So it's card restricted, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, if you've got all the cards in your hand, then your opponent literally can't guard.
Yeah, which means
to be fair, is the whole reason that Ichikishima got banned in Premium.
Yeah, so if the new stuff for Granblue is really power crept up and really strong as we're expecting it to be, this just adding this one card into the new build could make Granblue just ridiculous, and I think that's probably why it's been hit.
And I know
any card that literally stops your opponent from guarding is pretty AIDS, to be honest.
The other thing is they already had Greed Shade, and you can use that to fish for specific grades to put into your hand for discard fodder. Like, just reading this card, like, there is no way that this card can ever be future-proofed. It's just very not fun. Like, if you swing with your Vanguard, like, they perfect guard it, and you put a crit on this thing, it's just no fun allowed. It's pretty much the same with Variance Hardleg, who...
Yeah, it's another guard restrict card.
Yeah, it's just another card that's, like, you can't read this card and go, this card is fun. This card is very interactive and definitely lets your opponent play the game.
Yeah, Bushiroad wants to be able to actually do things and not just have to sit and watch our opponent kill us when we can't respond to it. And I think that's a really helpful and healthy move for the game as it stands.
Which, let's be honest, if you don't want to just sit there and die, why are you playing Standard?
True.
I generally think the whole reason why they've banned these 2 cards is because of the new sets coming up.
Yeah.
The Dark Irregulars with the Shaharot may like break the game, or with the Night Rose with the what's the card called again?
Flanger.
Yeah, with Flanger might like do some like insane combos and stuff. So with the new set, what's it called? With the Rummy Labyrinth set.
Yeah, it's
Spoiler alert.
Under the Moonlight.
yeah, spoiler alert, with the Grand Blue and the Pale Moon and the Dark Irregulars, I think definitely these two cards might affect that deck or may like break the game. So that's why they've nerfed them before they can release this set.
Yeah.
I kind of expect Night Rose in general to be like, you can call some stuff from your drop zone and give it crits, which then changes the flanger situation from instead of you being at 5 and then you're dead, it's now you're at 4 or even 3 and you're dead.
Yeah,
So-
they want stuff that's going to actually be respondable. It's the same reason why Katarina's been hit, because Katarina is just so strong. And I think that's, that was also quite a fair ban for the premium stuff.
If anyone wants to
remember-
buy premium Neonectar, please send me a message. It's missing 4
remember-
strides.
In all fairness, the only time I've ever actually played against premium Neonectar is playing premium Glendios, and I won, and that felt amazing. Hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed that time, Bill.
I think that's one of the few decks that you just cannot beat.
Yeah.
Also, I have no idea what like any of the Glendios cards do because I am incredible at this game. So yeah,
I remember like
You
Pale
shouldn't
Moon.
need to know what they do, to be fair.
I remember Pale Moon getting restricted with Jumping Jill before that ever got released. So it might be because of definitely the two sets coming out. The sets coming out.
yeah, I feel like
Pale
it's a lot of future proofing.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we're talking about premium, so in premium we only got one restriction, which was a ban on Katarina. I have the entire deck in paper, and I'm still glad that this thing got banned. It's so degenerate. Like, this deck is so dumb. This might just be a cautionary ban. Like, the deck was already one of the pillars of the format, but combined with the new stuff from the Ashes set, like I know the new Inez in that deck is crazy, the new backup grade 3 for Asher, and combining that with the new Stride from the premium collection that you can just flip up as flip fodder, and it gives all of your units with no skill an extra 5k, like plant tokens. Like, all of that stuff compound. I think it's just the straw that broke the camel's back. Like,
Yeah.
like
With
Katarina.
that deck with Katarina, you just stride Katarina, and then next turn stride Katarina, and then stride Katarina, and that's all you ever do. So the whole reason why I think the ban is because there's no like
No
there's
variation.
variation of like other strides that you're using. You're just using one stride, and the deck is very, very autopilot.
Yeah, like I don't know what like a single Neonectar card does, and it's like, oh, okay, so we just call this, and then we use Gladiolus to call this, and then we have this thing be big. Okay, like this deck requires zero thought. And the other thing that made Katarina really, really stupid is that it essentially has no cost, because it doesn't have a counterblast associated with it, it doesn't have a soul blast associated with it, and when it calls all the things from deck, it doesn't actually, like, there isn't a cost except having plant tokens, which Katarina herself generates. I'm very happy to see this card go. This card is so stupid.
But it's not the only thing from Neonectar on the ban list, though, either, is it? There's Lizbeth, is it? This
Stand
like
Trigger.
stand trigger, yeah, that's been limited to 1 as well.
Yeah, I think that's because there was infinite power loops when that card came out. I'm not
Okay.
entirely sure.
With multiple copies of it, you can give all your units like insane power, and shuffle it back to deck, and you just like restand your rear guards that gain a load of power.
Yeah, so it's like some reference bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
While
was
we're on
it
this,
kind of deal, yeah.
while we're on this topic, can we never put the fridge to more than 1 because the card is just stupid?
Yeah.
Were there any hits that we expected? Any hits that we were a bit sad we didn't see? Any hits that we really wanted to see?
For standard, I really didn't expect anything to get hit, actually. I thought that it was just going to be the state of the obvious and just say, we're making Blaster Dark Raw Paladin, so you can play all the old Blaster Darks, all your Image Rares, all your XVRs in the new deck, and we're going to say that all the starters have Quick Shield skill anyway on them. Just so it was said, and it was in writing on the website. And I was surprised they didn't do that, but I don't know.
I prefer it to like have the text on the card. It's more clearer than people have it's more clearer than having on the website. I prefer it to actually errata the card and have the text onto the card.
Yeah, it's like if you're playing in shop tournament, there's always going to be like little kids who are just like, but I thought you couldn't play Shadow Paladins and Royal Paladin. And they've got to explain to them that you can play the specific Shadow Paladin and Royal Paladin and all this shit.
Yeah.
I don't think little kids play Vanguard in the West, but
And if you're playing the Royal Paladin deck with the Blaster Dart, you're definitely going to play the Blaster Dart that says you can play this anyway. You're not going to play.
Not if you've got pretty Blaster Darks, are you? If you've paid the money for the XVR Blaster Darks, you're obviously going to play them in your Royal Paladin deck.
But if you paid for them anyway, you're going to play that in Shadow Paladin anyway. So don't.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So if you're
I personally don't have a Shadow Paladin deck, but I do have a signed copy of Blaster Dark and an Image Rare Blaster Dark, which I'd probably still play in MLB.
You would if you were allowed to.
yeah,
I mean,
it just makes it more.
you are allowed to, aren't you?
No,
Like
you
they
can
just
only
said
play
that it's got an
new-
errata.
No, they haven't said that. They haven't said that Blaster Dark's got an errata. Not that I
that's
know
what
of.
Max wanted.
That's what I wanted, but they haven't said
Oh.
that. Yeah, and I think it's mad that they haven't because it means that all these really nice. I mean, the XVR Blaster Dark for me is the nicest art of Blaster Dark, and I think it's just a shame you can't run that. I'd love to run the XVR Blaster Blade and XVR.
I like the Image Rare with his spurgy hand. That's great.
Oh yeah, where it's got two. Is it two right hands or two left hands?
I don't know. He's got two of the same hand either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like.
I understand what Bushiroad's trying to do though
Yeah.
with the errata of the cards. It makes it easier for the game, to be honest.
I imagine they probably will errata it by the time that it comes out.
I
or
think
when it comes out.
the implication is that all of these have been errated anyway, but it's more that they're also going to reprint them in the reprint set, which actually brings us into
they're
our
not
next topic.
Yeah, they're not reprinting that though, are they?
They're reprinting all of the starters.
Yeah, every
Yeah,
start.
yeah. They're not reprinting Blaster Dart though.
No,
I'm
Not
hoping
with
for
MLB
a,
deck.
I'm hoping for a Blaster Dart OR with that effect. That would
We've
be
not had a
really
Blaster Dark a while yet, though, have we? 'Cause we've got Maka.
No. It would be really nice to get a Blaster Dart.
Yeah.
OR.
yeah,
with that
I know
effect,
that
obviously.
Rowan
I would pay.
get, like,
I would pay
50
a
of them.
lot of money for that.
Yeah, but we have got a lot of new cards coming out as well. So we're talking about Rose now, so I might as well move on to talking about a Royal Paladin card that is coming out in Japan, but we don't know whether we're going to get it over here yet or when we're going to get it because it's being released in monthly Bushiroad. Wonderfully, Bushiroad have helpfully translated everything about the card apart from its name, but there'll be an image on your screen of it anyway. It's a grade 1. It's got 10k shield, 8k power, so standard. And its skill is rear guard circle. When your grade 2 is placed from anywhere other than the hand during your turn, you put this card into your soul, and then that unit gains 15k to the end of the turn. I'm on the fence about this card. I definitely don't think it's broken, but I don't think it's bad. I think that the interesting thing about it is that it's an actual cost. We're seeing lots of cards at the moment in the game that have a cost, but then we'll say, "Oh, you draw a card." To try and make up for that cost, but this doesn't. This is literally just you get 15k for putting this card in your soul.
I mean, it kind of just gives you basically free soul. I think this card is definitely designed for the Alt Mile deck way more than it's designed for, like, the Blaster Royal Paladin deck.
Well, they followed that art style, haven't they?
Yeah, it looks like one of the Alt Mile cards.
I think it's definitely something that I'd consider running.
Yeah, so when you're playing the liver art with that card, you could just have, because liver art does require soul or counterblast, so using that card quite helps the deck.
Yeah, and the Out Mile has a skill as well, does it? It's core grade 2s. So there's plenty of things that this is going to go off with. So it seems like it's going to synergize really well with the deck. But we don't know where we're going to get it in English, which is going to be the issue. I'm assuming it'll probably come in one of the promo packs or a tournament.
Yeah, we will get it eventually. We generally do with promos, unless they're like from Etranger or Etranger, whatever the fuck it's called.
But there's not much to say about it because it's just a generically good card. We're not going to cry about it. It's definitely not broken. It's good. It's fine. It's going to work well in the deck. Yeah, it's going to work well in the deck. It's definitely something people are going to consider running.
Yeah, it's a good promo, but it's not like Miyomaru or like Sunlight Garden Guides level of good, where like you have to play them.
Yeah,
I understand why
I can't see it being used in premium.
I understand why players would play it, and I understand why people won't play it. So
yeah,
it's pretty much.
I mean, it might be interesting to like put this thing into Soul and give 15k to your restanding Blaster Blade with like crits and drive checks. But
oh yeah, that'd be good. So you could have the Future Knight Lu Barkle engine, and then you could put into Soul what you call Blaster Blade and restand the Blaster Blade off Flogel, and it'd be attacking for 25k minimum.
Yeah,
no, more
and you'd get
28k minimum.
Yeah, and you'd get your drive check off of
Cancel.
or off of Alfred as well.
Yeah.
Without force markers.
You can't get your drive check off of Alfred because Alfred flips his skill in the main phase rather than in the battle phase. So the battle lane has to already be on the field, I think.
Well, you could just superior call it with something else. I'm not the Royal Paladin expert though. I'm just putting it out there.
I mean, Gadslot would be really cool. And Gadslot running off with the new Royal Paladin Stride that gives it the skills of the grade 3 underneath it. So this could be, a really nice, big, beefy, multiple attack, big numbers deck. But I don't think that's going to be the main use of it, because I think there's already better things in Royal Paladin in Premium that you can do. But it's definitely a thought.
Yeah, like just one-shotting people with Messianic Lord Blaster.
But one of the cards,
so silly,
which is going to very much affect Premium, is the new OTT reveal.
Oh god.
So it's called a Sterling Witch Momo, and it's a stride step. Choose one or more cards, obviously for the Summer Grade 3 to discard to stride. Then discard. If this card's in your Vanguard, what? Wait. Stride this card on your Vanguard phase.
So it's how you stride.
Normal stride skill, yeah.
That thing you've been doing for years.
Yeah. Okay, so when it attacks, Cowboy Sword, turn a card, any card from your G zone faced up, and then discard 3 cards from your hand. And for each card discarded, 3 of your units in the front row gains 10k. And then if you discard 3 at the end of the battle, this card attacks, you can stand, and it gets drive -2.
Yeah, so it means that herself and your 2 front row cards will be gaining plus 30k each if you discard 3 cards, which is insane.
Could you combo this off with something like Dia to make it just bonkers, or would that not work?
I feel like at that point
Dia should work.
I feel like at that point you have enough power that it's just like they'll just take it.
Yeah.
Dia would work, but I don't think you would run it in the deck. Definitely not.
Okay. I don't think you play Dia in any premium decks at the moment, do you? I don't even know what Dia
No,
does.
it's too slow. You need to have like 2 grade 3s into the soul.
Yeah,
so
what's 2 grade 3s and discard a card?
It's far too slow. For me, I would use this like first stride, obviously, to get like the pressure to do as much damage as possible, and then go into the Ichikishima Tom combo after that.
So try and get up to 5 damage on your first stride.
The only problem is if you go into this first stride and don't kill them, unless you play loads of cards to draw cards, you'll be down cards, because you'll only be gaining +1 card from this attack when you'd usually be gaining +3 cards from a stride attack.
I mean, Oracle Premium draws like a lot of cards anyway on like turn 1, turn 2 anyway, so you'll get a lot of cards anyway.
Okay.
Has OTT ever had a restander before?
No, this is the first time. This is the first time Oracle's ever had a restander.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if they actually needed this card, but I don't know.
I think it's really good as a first stride.
It is very, very good.
Nice card.
I mean, like the main thing that people were first striding I saw was like the original not banned Kashima and just like drawing a card. Like that seems kind of underwhelming.
I definitely think it makes this one card will make the deck like top tier, I think, or one of the best decks in the meta. I definitely think it would
definitely
do that.
gives it like more of an early rush game, and
like
because the thing was you could very easily against OTT before you could take the first grade 3 ride, give them first stride as long as they couldn't and then you'd be able to G guard, you'd get your GB3. I know in decks like Luar, decks like DI, they actually wouldn't mind giving OTT first stride because they just kill them on the crackback. This actually gives OTT some crit pressure, and the thing is, this thing gets 4 drive checks, and all of the free stacking your deck coming in the next set, and all of the stuff that already exists. Like we got to think of this thing as like a 56, 58k thing with at least 2 crits on it.
Yeah,
if you can stack your top 2 cards and then play a Tetramagus, and that's knowing your top 3 cards, and if you know they're all triggers, then that's obviously.
To me, Oracle's got really bad like first strides. They've never had a really good first stride.
I mean, they did. They got banned.
Mainly decks. The first stride that people play is the Tsukiyomi deck, and they play the grade 4 Tsukiyomi as their first stride to check the top 5 cards, put the 2 at the bottom, put the rest of the bottom, add 2 cards into their hand. I think that's okay, but that's only for like Tsukiyomi. But other than that, there's not really good Oracle Think Tank first stride.
Is the issue that they're slow? Is that the issue that?
Yeah.
Slow?
So most people just play the Tsukiyomi deck for Oracle right now. They go into the Tsukiyomi. After the Tsukiyomi grade 4, they would go into the Ichikishima. But now with this card, it allows you to like have access to other Oracle builds. Yeah, so not only that Tsukiyomi's got a buff, like witches, magus.
I mean,
and
this
other-
thing has witch in the name as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's things that specifically care about having a witch Vanguard.
Well, they're the Scarlet Witch stuff, aren't they? Like the Coco deck.
Yeah.
They all require Witch Vanguards, I think.
So like
Yeah.
maybe you could even jam like normal Imperial Daughters in, because I think it was Imperial Daughters. No, it was Amaterasu that you wanted to play because it has an on-ride skill rather than a main phase skill. So now you
I
can
remember
just get yourself a
people-
Witch Vanguard.
the first deck that Oracle played on Premium was like the Imperial Daughter Ichiton build, but first ride wasn't very good. So obviously when the new Tsukiyomi like ride chain came out, that's when people switched into the Tsukiyomi. So with
And this
this
thing's
card,
definitely usable first ride, right? It's not like
yeah. With
GB1
this
or
card, I
anything.
think it's definitely. So I think with this card,
yeah.
you can use the Imperial Daughter.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Honestly, I think this card's just really good. But
Yeah,
we
it's
had some
really
other stream reveals if we're okay for people to go over them, because I really want to talk about the new DP reveals.
yeah, let's go for it.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
they are good. They are really good. So, I never played in Legion format, but I saw like some of the old episodes, and I loved the old Sinbuster Legion. It just looked awesome. So they've actually brought that back, and now we have. For the first reveal, they had the Grey 2, which is Metalborg Urbuster, so an auto on Vanguard or Rearguard. So when he's placed, if you have a Metalborg Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1 and choose one of your opponent's Rearguards, retire it, and it gains 10k until the end of the turn. Now,
I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah,
Like-
it's really good.
let's put this way. I more or less just play Kagero, and if this thing, instead of saying Metalborg in your Vanguard restriction, said like Overlord or anything like that, this would be a 4 of in a retire base deck. The fact
Yeah,
that
I mean,
this is in
Blaster Blade, it's mad. So for Royal Paladins, we've got Blaster Blade that everyone runs 4 of, which is Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 1 to retire a unit in the front row. This card is less cost, retires anything against 10k. It's just a million times better.
I mean, in fairness, that's not the reason that you play Blaster Blade.
No, well, it's not sort of skills Blaster Blade. But, I mean, if you compare the skills, this is just a million times better as far as
Yeah.
skills go.
Yeah, and honestly, this card is just awesome. Like, DP isn't really known for its retire outside of just retiring things from the Guardian Circle. Shout out to Kaizer, still not in standard yet. Bless up, one day.
It's pretty insane that it's Vanguard and Rearguard as well, so it gives you a good grade 2 ride target.
Yeah, I know that beforehand, like, the best grade 2 ride target in DP was like, like Platinum Ace, or, I'll get back to you on that when they figure out what a good grade 2 ride is. But, like, obviously you can't have Urbuster unless you have Sinbuster, and Sinbuster is another double rare. These are only double rares, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
just putting it out there. This is a double rare.
Yeah. I was just about to mention.
Also, these are definitely going to be SPs together in the SP pack, and these are going to look so nice, because they still have, like, the whole Legion artwork going on.
No,
So
we're not doing ORs anymore, are we?
I don't think we're doing ORs.
No,
we're
we've
doing,
got
like...
SPs now.
That really sucks.
We're doing
we need to
dev-
do like more
Right.
ORs.
It might come back.
So, Sinbuster's skill is auto on Vanguard. When he's placed, you can search your deck for up to one Metalborg Urbuster, call it to Rearguard, and shuffle your deck. No cost, by the way.
Yeah, it's just pretending it's a Legion, isn't it? That's the reason.
Yeah, I mean...
So it calls Urbuster from the deck.
Yeah,
Yeah, for free.
Insane.
as long as you ride it. And then the act on Vanguard Circle,
Fuck.
once per turn, you can counterblast 1. It gains 10k, and your opponent can't call grade 1 or greaters for the turn that this card attacked.
For the battle.
Yeah. No, I mean, if... Oh, yeah, it's battle, not turn, so no premium Laurel shenanigans here. This is honestly kind of nuts. Like, just putting it out there. Like, being able to go just ride this, get a free Urbuster kill something for, like, basically for free, because I don't think DP has a soul issue, ever. And, like, DP's first ride, it was basically you had to ride Dieliner, and then use Dieliner to set up your inevitable next turn Dieliner swing, and then Superior ride the Great Dayusha, get all those force markers on your board, add all the power onto the board. This thing just does... It's a natural, like, +1 in card advantage for just existing, and... like, this thing gets really big because you have the force gift, so this thing can either be 33 or it can be 23 when it attacks with a crit from the marker, and your rearguard Urbuster is already getting 10k, an extra 10k by itself, just for existing and paying a Soul Blast, which is not heavy. And then you can also, like, as they showed in the stream, there was the new grade 3 that I think it just lets you Superior Ride a grade 3 if your opponent's on grade 3 after it attacks. So you could go swing with that, then Superior Ride Sinbuster, and then Superior Call an Urbuster. I didn't know that DP was known for its multi-attack, outside of, like, weird Miracle Beauty shenanigans or restanding your Vanguard with old Commander Laurel, but honestly, I really hope that I think the only thing that's going to stop this deck from being, like, from this being the de facto DP deck is either Gallop is going to be insane, or they just aren't going to print enough cards with Metalborg in their name. So all we know is we have a Metalborg starter, we have Black Boy, a name that definitely didn't age poorly, and these two.
I mean, it's important because actually the Dimension Police deck has done nothing for maybe the 2 years that V has been around, really. You know,
when it first came out, it was Dayusha, wasn't it? Which is just like, oh, my Vanguard's big and has a crit. And she's like, okay, perfect cards exist, right?
Imaginary Gift Protect? Does that mean it?
And then after that, it was what? The Die Liner that gives all grade 3s plus 10k shield or something?
Yeah, it's
like Die Liner, from my personal experience, I think that the Die Liner deck, when it came out, was really good. But at the same time, it was in the same set as Glory Maelstrom, and we all know how fun and good that card is.
Yeah, I heard bad things about that.
Oh, if they're going to ban other stuff for not letting you play the game, why didn't they ban this card? This card is so dumb.
Wasn't the set after that Mordred set as well?
Yeah, that was the Mordred set, the Huga set, the Lucio set, and the...
Yeah.
What was the DI one? I keep forgetting. It was Brufus. It was Brufus. Yeah.
Going back to Metalborg Singbuster, right? So it's quite similar to Dragon Overlord the Great, where you would ride the Great and then you would call the Neoflame from the drop zone. But that you need Neoflame to be in the drop zone, so you have to call it on turn 2, and then have your opponent snipe it or attack it, and then it go into the drop zone. But with this, you could just search it from search the grade 2 from the deck, which is like miles better than the first effect of Dragon Overlord the Great.
I mean,
which is also a Legion card.
Yes and no. I kind of liked being able to use my Neoflames as PG cost, and it was basically free, but obviously superior calling from the deck, and even being able to do it in the battle phase, like this is so much better.
This is going to take a deck which I've just looked online. It's going to take a deck where Dayusha is currently a €2 card, and hopefully make a deck that people actually want to play and are desperately trying to get rid of the cards as quickly as possible.
Like I really like these two cards, and these are going to be really cheap as well. They're only doubles, so this might just be a fantastic budget option for, like, say if you had a friend who used to play the Legion format, maybe played early G, because I know that these guys were used in, like, the Sin Kaiser deck, where you just break road this on top of Die Kaiser, and you had, like, stupid restand stuff. Like, this might just be a fantastic way to get people into the deck, or just
this could be a really good budget deck to get people as the first deck.
Yeah. So I think the next thing that we're going to be discussing is actually Vanguard 0. So I think there's a new event coming up. I'm not super into 0, so if anyone else wants to take the lead on that one.
Rowan?
Oh, sorry. Oh, hello.
You try to lead a man into talking about the thing he knows the most about. But...
Right. I was on a website and the Blaster Dark SP got put into it. It got put on in the inventory for really cheap, so I bought it. Okay. Right. Priorities. Okay. Right. So we're talking about 0, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So what's 0 like now that Set 2's come out?
All right. So, since Set 2 came out, Set 2 and 3 both got released at the same time. So that meant that we got the release of 4 new clans, which is Bermuda Triangle, Dark Regulars, Pale Moon, and Dimensional Police. From playing ranked, all of them seem fairly crappy. None of them have been particularly hard to beat. They're all semi-decent decks, as long as they draw the right cards, obviously. But honestly, the new support for the old clans are better.
Yep.
So obviously the Q4 clans, Oracle, Kagura, Royal, and Nova Grappler all got support as well. So Royal got Galahad and Garmor, both of which are not particularly amazing.
Oh, just like real life.
Yeah, I personally prefer Galahad, even though Garmor is the one that has like the triple rare. So you can get Galahad really cheap, which is good because it's a double rare. But yeah, I personally prefer Galahad. It is good, but not amazing. I usually just use the deck to VP farm with, which is frowned upon, but I don't care. And then Oracle got Tsukiyomi and Imperial Daughter. Tsukiyomi is pretty good. I honestly only pulled one Tsukiyomi, so I've just been using the Tsukiyomi Ride Chain to get Soul for Ramturasu, which just seems better in my opinion at this point. It's not bad. It's not amazing either. Honestly, the only thing that I think is worth playing in the game at the moment is Nova Grappler, because it got Perfect Riser, which every turn is a 23k double crit attack, guaranteed pretty much.
Did Blau Kruger get released?
Yeah. Stern Blau Kruger came out as well. Yeah,
that deck is very strong too.
He's the first restander in the game, I think.
Dragon it over.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah, obviously Dragonic Overlord. But
Class that as a restander, but yeah.
you want to keep that on rear guard with the skill they've put on 0, don't you?
Yeah.
So
I think it's the same
me,
skill as what I had in the normal game.
For me,
But
with
it
Zero,
gets no drive check.
Yeah, it's Strike -1 in the original game, isn't it? It's Strike -2 in 0.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But yeah, in 0, yeah, it's got no drive check whatsoever, which makes it really crap on Vanguard.
So with me, when I played the Japanese set 2 format, it was mainly Kagero with the Eclipse, but I think Eclipse.
Yeah. You see, in English, they released it, and it had the correct nerfed skill, but on the card text, they'd written it down as the pre-nerf skill. So it said on the card, Counterblast 2, give it the skill that on hit it can retire 2 rearguards, which is insane. That's why the deck was insane.
Yeah.
But then you'd attack with it, you'd hit, and then you'd choose your first rearguard, and it wouldn't give you the option for a second rearguard. That's because when it got nerfed to only retiring 1 rearguard. So if anyone looks at it now, it should say only retire 1 rearguard, not 2.
And with that deck, you would play the chain attacker Sutherland, and you would play the grade 1. I'm not sure the name.
I think it's Madonna Joker.
And they would gain like insane power, and they would like just attack over your Vanguard, which is like crazy.
Because they've gained 6k just from that hit.
Yeah, so that deck was really, really good, but it got nerfed. Tsukiyomi is still was good in set 2, because what you would do, you would use the Tsukiyomi to get you the PGs, and then you would attack with your rear guards without boost, and then stack the stand triggers, and then restand the silent toms at the front row.
Yeah. If you can pull all that off, that's great. Like I can't remember my stack for crap.
It's just a little bit.
It goes so quick.
Yeah.
You look at your top 5 cards. It rides one, and then the other 4 just go back straight away. You've got no time to remember what those 4 cards are. You've got no time to remember what your stack is or anything.
Yeah, personally, I'm not super good because I've not been playing a lot of ranked, but I've been playing some of the Eclipse, Ride Chain, and Kagero just to build up soul for the Mega Blast from Vortex Dragon, and using like Chain Attack Sutherland and Madonna Joker to build like crazy amounts of power.
Well, that Ride Chain doesn't give you soul, does it?
Doesn't it?
Not as far as I know. It's only the Galahad type of Ride Chain, like Galahad and Tsukiyomi give you soul.
Definitely. Yeah.
The Eclipse one doesn't, because it's like the Blasted Dark Ride Chain, where you just ride the grade 1, it searches you the grade 2 for free.
Another thing they brought out is the 12k grade 2s.
Yes, the 12k grade 2s. Yeah, they're nuts in this game.
Absolutely.
If you're getting trouble getting your grade 1s as boosters, because obviously you're playing only 9 boosting grade 1s because you've got your 4 perfect cards. Like it's difficult to get past them with your rear guards. You might have to even waste your Vanguard attack on them. And
that's why I think Blau Kruger is very, very good too. Like the top 2 decks for me is both Nova decks. I feel like it's obviously the Perfect Riser, where you get like loads of crits and it hits for like insane numbers. And then the second deck would definitely be like the Blau Kruger deck with the 12k grade 2, which you are forced to play a grade 1 on one of your columns just to get over the 12k.
Yeah, to be fair, Kagero does have the 12k grade 2 as well.
It does, but Eclipse is not like...
Yeah, Eclipse is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We do have the new event coming out, which comes out in, I believe, 12 hours now. So, not to date this video or anything, but yeah, when that comes out, it's going to be basically the same event as what Granblue was. So you do your normal character fights. So you'll be grinding for your materials anyway, I'd imagine. So you do those. You'll get some challenge tickets for Kyo Yahagi, which is the Spike Brothers player. And then you don't get the tickets. You get the you do get the tickets, and then you do the fights. But in Granblue, you would always spam the very easy fight to get the most of the thing, which in this case it's the necktie. I think in that one it was a bandana, and that gives you packs. But in this time, you have to spam hard because that's the way of getting the most neckties.
With this event, it's more like people use for My Room. Like the stuff with My Room is like really, really good. So if you like to design your own room, then this event is pretty good for.
I've been ignoring the My Room thing. Literally, all I've done is bought a Dayusha and put that.
Yeah, my room has like 4 overlords in it, and that's it.
Yeah. So with this event,
I don't know how good Spike Brothers is going to be, to be honest. In the main game, when the original Spike Brothers came out with Skydiver, Juggernaut Maximum, and General Siegfried, it was pretty naff.
The big thing for Spikes in the old game was they won, I think it was either the first Worlds or a big Nationals with the Jelly Beans deck. But I can't remember how or why. But I remember the Jelly Beans was the most broken thing ever.
Jelly Beans he's a limit break card though, isn't he? So we won't be seeing
him from Extra Booster 2.
Yeah, we won't be seeing him in Zero for at least until the next time anyway.
Yeah.
This time it is the Juggernaut Maximum, General Siegfried, and Skydiver.
Yeah.
Main grade threes.
The Emperor, I forgot what the name. It's from that Extra Booster 3.
Dudley Emperor.
Yeah, wasn't it that build?
Oh yeah, because that's the one that came out in the same set as Duke, didn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that where Jellybean came from though?
Yeah, it was
around.
around.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was around that set. So as well as those, there was, just talking about Japan, although I know it won't affect us as much, there was something about Granblue for Zero in Japan. Is that a repeat of the Granblue event again?
Yeah, so it's the same event, but you can but it's got the new limit break stuff. So when you get the tickets, you can pick either the first one where you get Captain Nightmares or I forgot what
Ruin
Shade. So it's either those two or you get the other two new cards.
Which is Cocytus and Thanatos.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
I remember Thanatos being pretty awful in the original game. So again, I don't know how worth that's going to be to get.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see.
Its artwork is amazing, though. He has a scythe with 2 googly eyes on it. I absolutely love it.
But there are more important Granblue cards coming up in the real game, of course, which we're all excited for as well. On that little lead on, we should maybe move on to the Ruby Labyrinth set, which has just been announced. Ruby Labyrinth Under the Moonlight.
All right, Granblue stands, get your wallets ready. Night Mist is back. Night Rose is back.
So we're seeing support in this for Granblue, Pale Moon, is it Dark Irregulars?
I think it's DI and Murakumo.
Murakumo, yeah. I mean, the thing I'm more excited for in this than anything else, actually, is the Lukier stuff.
Venus Lukier has been confirmed.
Knowing that Lukier isn't going to be the VR makes my wallet very happy.
We don't know about that. The set does have 5 VRs in it. There's only 4 clans in it.
No.
I'm assuming that it's going to be Night Rose, Harry, Venus Lukier, Sharot, and Yasuo.
Oh, they're all the 5 cards revealed are going to be the 5 VRs, aren't they? So Lukier's going to be a VR.
Yeah, I think they're just printing Venus Lukier because they limited Dorian. God bless its soul. And I think they're just going to print more stuff with a Silverthorn name because a lot of the stuff from before was locked behind you needed Silverthorns. And I think then all the Harry stuff is just going to be its own kind of stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll do a similar thing with Harry as what they've done with Gear Chronicle, where because it's from G era, they'll try and break some kind of. I don't think it'll be a grade 4 because we've seen that grade 4 is really limited to Force Markers at the moment, haven't we? Or if they'll try and make some kind of pretend stride thing for Night Rose and Harry.
Well, they've been kind of doing that anyway because they made 2 of the old strides for Altmile and Asher. Those became new grade 3s.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like pseudo cross rides.
Yeah, could see that.
I think that's more with the design that they're going for. I imagine that Venus Lukier is going to do something if you have original Lukier or a grade 3 Silverthorn in the Soul. Road on top of. And I have no idea.
It might be a bit like
do.
it might be a bit like the Morok Santry Alfred thing, where it has a skill, but if you have another card of Alfred in the soul, then it gains a crit. Maybe they'll do something like that, where it's got a skill.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like, when placed, call one Pale Moon unit from your soul to an Excel circle. If you have a unit with Excel, if you have a unit with Lucia in your soul, call 2 units instead. So maybe they'll just buff it by having.
Well,
an
current
extra
Lucia calls an entire field. So
yeah, well,
I doubt
it won't be something like that.
Much worse.
Yeah. Maybe it's a power boost or something like that.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I could see Venus Lucia being like, after your Lucia attacks, if you have like 4 front row circles with things on it, you can like pay a counterblast, suck everything into your soul, and then superior ride Venus Lucia from your hand.
Ooh,
That would be amazing.
With the nerf
That would
of
be amazing.
with the nerf with the silver form cards, like that grade 3 that like lets you draw like 2 cards and then add a grade 3 from your soul into your hand, it made the deck like unplayable. So bringing Venus Lucia back into the game will make silver forms at least playable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a shame that they got hit on the ban list as well. Like last ban list, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but I
that
mean,
card
they're going to have to
still
make
not
this
being
card really good, aren't they?
I
it's
think
VR.
this thing's going to be playable just because it's another grade 3 with Silverthorn in its name, so
Yeah.
you can search it with
Yeah.
whatever the grade 1 is.
Well, the current trend is to make sure that the new grade 3s have got Vanguard and Rearguard skill, isn't it? So I imagine
Yeah.
they'll probably make sure this has got a skill that's useful on Vanguard and on Rearguard. So hopefully it'll be
a lot
good.
of silver form players are like complaining like how they don't got nerfed like hard, but with this new card they're at least getting a bit at least like a bit more happy than you know.
Yeah,
You know
I get what you mean.
Yeah, I don't think that they deserve to get nerfed in Standard, to be honest. I don't think that Dorian was that much of a problem in Standard.
It did
I think
win
it was
Worlds.
broken. It was broken.
but-
It was broken.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it won English
Shows you how
Worlds,
much I
think.
know.
That card is nuts. That card
Yeah.
is nuts. You
The
just shove
reason-
everything back in.
The reason why they said that it got restricted in Standard and Premium was apparently due to forcing people to like do interactions at the end step that weren't the way that the card was originally designed, and that it was extending game length, which I think is an argument for Premium. But for Standard, I never saw people resolve more than one of these at end step.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But the difficulty we've got is that because this set's just been announced, the only cards we know that are in the set are these 5. So hopefully we'll be looking forward to seeing more about them. Probably after next week's stream, maybe they'll release what the triple rares are, or maybe they'll announce a skill for something.
I don't think they will, because we've still got some Premium Collection stuff that needs revealing. I think we
Yeah,
still
Yeah,
need
there's
to...
still the Dayusha set.
But we
the
finished-
gameplay set as well.
Yeah, we finished revealing MLB, and we finished revealing the Tri-Free set.
Yeah.
Tri-Free set's released, so they're going to have to move on to something soon, aren't they? This set's released.
I
This
think
set isn't
it's-
released until August, so we've got a
They
good
still
amount.
got to finish
Oh
up
no,
set
it's
8,
released in
though.
July. Released
January.
in July.
January. Oh yeah, July.
Yeah, they still
July.
got to finish up the new Overlord set though as well.
Yeah, that's true.
On all of this
It's
stuff.
gonna have.
God,
It's
there's so
have.
many cards getting released soon.
Yeah,
It's
they're
gonna
all
have.
being delayed.
I mean, for us.
Hashtag Big Bad
Yeah.
Corona.
Japan's fine at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
they're
gonna
just
have,
kind of, you know, no,
They've,
nothing's
they've got
happening.
what, four sets coming up in the next 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got like a set above. But the difference now compared to say something like the G format is that really, unless you desperately want one of the decks in that set, you could just ignore it. So I mean, if I wasn't interested in playing one of these 4 clans, actually I don't need to buy any of it. Which is the benefit compared to how they used to do it, where they'd put stuff that was all mixed in together, and you'd have a real nightmare trying to get what you wanted.
Random
Yeah.
rare Cray elementals that were
Yeah.
semi-staple.
Put 2 Great Nature cards in set 1 or whatever they want to do. you
Oh
know.
god, I remember those days.
But one of the sets,
Newest cards in set 2.
but one of the sets we are looking forward to, which has got lots and lots of clans in it, is the Vanguard Festival set. Looking
Sick
forward to it
transition.
because we're going to get cards that we want. Not looking forward to it so much because I've got perfect guards on eBay, which I'm going to take down because they're going to lose value. So you tell them fast.
Yeah. So it is a reprint set. Like there is no new cards in the set, is there? It's all
I
reprints.
All
don't
reprints,
believe so.
yeah.
So the way that they structured the reprints is that it's nothing from the Shinomon season, so basically nothing from set 7 onwards is getting reprinted.
Yeah.
So it's all old stuff. All of the PG draws for every clan, including the £20 Bermuda one, are all getting reprinted, which is fantastic if you don't have them, because they were like
They're
four or
£20
five.
each at the minute.
They were £4 or £5 on release for pretty much every PG, and all of them have either held value or gone up. I think having more of these in circulation is completely fine. And then they decided to choose 2 cards from every clan and reprint them. Some of them are better reprints than others. Don't know why OTT got like, you know, a trial deck common and a set common reprinted, while Kagero had 2 triples reprinted that were both money. Definitely not salty about that. But
With
honestly,
same with the perfect guards, though. Really, it's like they're reprinting all the perfect guards. The Royal Perfect Guard has been reprinted 3 times now.
This will be so it's been reprinted in the set. It was reprinted as a promo. It's reprinted in MLB. So this is the 4th reprint now.
And it's in the Altmile set as well, I think.
Oh, it's in the Altmile deck as well.
In the Altmile decks.
So it's
in the Altmile deck.
This is the this is the 5th reprint of Isolde. So
oh my god,
Isolde has gone from being a £20 card to about £1, I imagine now.
Lovely.
Are we really complaining though?
I mean, it means we can build more decks, doesn't it?
I feel like multi-format staples being expensive because they aren't getting printed enough. It's kind of like the thing that they do in Magic, where they just don't print.
Yeah, it's like shock lands,
the important like fetch lands, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
with
I
the
think
OTT,
good.
With the OTT stuff, it should have been like CEO or Tetramagus as the triple R's.
It definitely should have been Tetramagus.
It's
expensive for no reason.
Oh, God,
with the release of the
really
Susano
as well.
With the release of the Susano stuff, I'm guessing CEO might see some play or Tetramagus. So I don't see the point in like reprinting a trial deck card and a common, which are very, very easy to get.
Yeah. So shall we go through the clans and like say what's getting reprinted exactly?
Well, let's just go through what's good, shall we? Because there's lots of stuff we can just ignore.
True.
So I mean,
I think the biggest money reprint here has to be the Shadow Paladin ones. Like
The main.
$100 domains on TCG Player, by the way. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean, the main was a really expensive card. I had some that I pulled from my boxes of set 2, which I put on eBay for $10 each, and they sold instantly. Little did I know I could have listed them for £30 each, and they'd have still sold. But the main's a really good reprint, and it's also something that's going to be really needed probably when we eventually get Luard as well. It's probably going to be something that's going to be kept in the deck for a long, long time.
Yeah, it's obviously very needed.
It's in premium as well.
Standard.
Honestly, I'm surprised that Nemain didn't get some kind of reprint or anything in the Claret Sword set, because you have to play this thing in that deck.
Yeah, play in every version of Shadow Paladin.
Every Shadow Paladin.
Even if you're playing premium witches, you're still going to need Skull Witch Nemain.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same for Swordbreaker as well, isn't it? They're both expensive.
Yeah, I mean, Swordbreaker
at least
was like...
Swordbreaker, you don't need to play 4 of it, while in the main you do.
Yeah.
Swordbreaker, you're fine with just playing 1 or 2.
And the other thing about Swordbreaker is it was one of those cards that was made better by Nemain as well.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm fine with seeing more of these in circulation.
Yeah.
Like,
Rising Phoenix for Narukami is an expensive one as well.
Oh my god, the card was so dumb. Why is
this card €10
like
each at the minute for a double rare?
Yeah.
On Card Market. It did reach up to a maximum of Card Market. It got up to €10 is the max it's sold for on Card Market. But they are on eBay for £15 to £20 as well. So that's British players.
This is with no events, by the way.
Yeah, no events at all.
Another good reprint is the Airmail and the Sable Dragonute as well for the
not for me.
For the cross decks. So we all know that Dragonite Overlord the cross is coming out, so obviously these 2 cards will be played in that deck, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're both like obviously staples for most Kagero decks.
Yeah. The other thing is like looking back at every Kagero triple rare from every set except the ones from the incredible Psyqualia booster. Oh yeah, Nouvelle Vague, peak card design. Not being able to ride down from that back into a waterfall to actually win the game, crisp. Like every Kagero triple has been like at minimum $10, if not more.
Yeah, so
like
Emo's
money,
£10.
Berserk Dragon, because it's not getting reprinted, is money. Dragon Buster right now is money.
Yeah, I imagine Berserk Dragon's gonna go up in value if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I have plenty, so hit me up if you need them.
I'm gonna mention Doha as well. Like that's money.
Oh, because of the new
Blade Master support.
The new Blade Master needs the old stuff as well, so that's why that kind of went up. Other like little cool key reprints. I'm super happy that Metatron got a reprint. This card was expensive.
I am not.
Yeah.
I bet I just bought my playset of those, so a little bit salty about that.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah. The nice reprint for me is the Sunlight Guardians guide, because that was a promo before, wasn't it? So
Spagger.
Yeah, Guardians guide. It was a promo, so it's nice to
doesn't
do
guard
that.
Guardians. Right. Yeah. So basically, that was a
Yeah.
promo, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was a promo.
it was a shop challenge promo that was like 15 or something.
Yeah, because it was
And
hard
then-
to get hold of. Because
and then they
everyone
reprint-
in the shop challenges got it, but then
Yeah.
everyone just kept on hoarding them and then trying to sell them themselves.
Yeah, and then it got reprinted as a box topper in set 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Interesting.
again,
I mean, it's not really played right now, is it? Like,
Not really.
The
I think
lists
the-
I've seen at the moment, which are obviously Sephiroth, because
No,
Neonator
Asher.
is pretty trash at the moment.
yeah,
At the
Asher.
moment.
yeah,
Oh,
At
right.
the moment.
I think a lot
He's
of
not
Sunlight
amazing,
Garden Guide's utility kind of got pushed out by the new Asher stuff, but it's
Yeah.
it's an option. It doesn't really have a cost, and more copies of it in circulation are fine. I'm also super
Yeah.
hyped for seeing
It's-
more copies of Greed Shade. This card is incredible.
I'm gonna throw Maru into the mixer, the Murakumo promo.
I mean, yeah, they've reprinted 3 promos in this. Well, 3
Yeah.
good promos in this set. There's Miyamoru, Sunlight Garden Guide, and Leonor.
Yeah.
I
Leonor's a
definitely
Pelman
think
Silver Thorn card.
Neomaru was definitely the number one. Like, it was like $25 for just that.
Yeah, Greed Shade isn't even available to buy at the moment, so it's good that these cards are being reprinted because we're going to need to see them.
And the thing is, I think Greed Shade is going to be very playable in the this card. Just the way that it's worded, it's like original Tidal Assault. Like, this card does what your deck wants to do and will always facilitate it. Like, I don't think that Greed Shade is ever going to leave like the Grand Blue decks ever. So getting more copies of this around the time when the Night Rose set comes out, I'm all for this. Miyomaru cards like 25 plus euros because it's very good, very very hard to get. Both of the Aquaforce reprints are really nice too, because they were triples for a
speaking
set.
of assaults, we got both Wheel Assault and Coral Assault, didn't we?
They were both like reprints for, like, they were both triples in a set that people didn't really buy, or like, and that people didn't really buy after the first wave of like case openings came out. So these cards kind of held a reasonable amount of value. Coral Assault is played a lot, I know, in Revon, and I think Wheel Assault is as well, but don't quote me on that one.
So how much of this box are we planning on buying each?
If people want to see a case opening of this set, we are more than happy to do that.
Yeah, I think the
Stonks.
only other decent card that we haven't talked about yet is Binoculars Tiger, and that's not. I mean, it's not super good, but it's probably the next.
It's like
next
a €7 card, but I think the big thing about Binoculars Tiger is because it's been reprinted in the SSR pack, its value came down a little bit, but it's also it's like the most important grade 2 for a lot of Great Nation decks because it is just crazy.
Yeah, when you have this thing with Isabel, it like gives you a draw, gives you a retire, gives 3 things 5k. Like, cards are
it is
mental.
nuts.
There are plenty of awful cards that have been reprinted though as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like if I open a pack and pull, for God's sake, like pull Kick Typhoon, Million Rat, and Glime, I think I'll be pretty upset.
But I mean, the thing is, I don't mind if the cards aren't hyper expensive cards as long as they're good cards and it's something that people can buy and put into a deck and improve their deck with it if they've not had access to it before.
Which
And I think a lot of the cards in here are
I think
going to
that's
do
the
that.
point of the PG draws.
Yeah.
Like,
I
if
do
you,
feel
if you're...
like
Go ahead.
I do feel like Oracle and Genesis kind of got screwed by this set.
I think the
reprinting-
reason...
isn't both of the Genesis ones rares or commons?
I think
Aren't they both
one of
rares?
them was a Genesis
Sayori
triple.
Hime is a triple R.
So I
okay.
think the reason why they did that is because they weren't
Never mind.
reprinting anything from the Shinomon arc, and Genesis got 2 waves of support in Shinomon and only 1 in the original season. So, like, what else could they
Is
really
it
have
Cumin?
reprinted?
It was Cumin and
like,
sh-
Kumin's a good card. I wouldn't have minded seeing Ulysses, even though that one got a reprint in set 7. Like, that card's fantastic.
Yeah, neither of those are played though, are they? Like,
No.
neither of those are played in the current Genesis builds.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can still play the grade 2 one if you want to play Himiko. And, like, Himiko keeps getting, like, random rares and doubles for support. I hope they go back to the original deck style.
She's good in premium as well, isn't she? I think it was a premium, the new card that got announced for it, the Stride, was it? I think that was particularly good with Himiko.
Yeah. And we're not going to be seeing any of the Astral Poet stuff now for a long time, probably.
Yeah,
that
I think
arc of the series has ended.
I think
They're gonna
Astral
move on to
Poets are
something
going to
else.
get like sprinklings of support here and there, but
They'll probably
I
get
kinda-
something in some kind of premium collection or something.
Yeah, I kind of hope that we just keep getting back to Genesis's original style of big soul charges, big soul blasts, getting stuff back.
Yeah.
Maybe Fenrir, please.
Well, yeah,
Please
Fenrir
push
would
your
be
load.
really nice.
We still haven't seen Minerva yet either.
Yeah.
Minerva.
Minerva
Minerva will be a
insane.
money card.
Or
Yeah.
even if they're going to keep doing
It's
this
always a fan
Legion
favourite,
stuff, they
isn't it?
could do CEO Yggdrasil as well.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd love to see Phantom Master Dragon Abyss as well,
Mm.
and Thing Saver.
Of course you would.
Thing Save would make me so happy.
Yeah,
It's the only reason why I bought the OR Arc Saver Dragon, just so I could sort of run Thing Saver in my deck. But yeah, I mean, we're all looking forward to that set. I think that's probably everything that we're looking at today from the stream. I don't think we've missed anything.
I'm gonna say one thing. The starting Vanguards, like they've got the new like errata skill with the quick shield. And
yeah.
that-
That's why they're all
Yeah.
getting reprinted. Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's all I've got to say. From
I'd really like to see them in foil. We've had common foils before. I'd really like to see them print those.
I think
commons
they
in
will
foil.
be. I think they will be in foil. I think the whole set might be in foil.
Well, no, they've said the set is going to be. The set doesn't have any triple rare cards. They only have double rare, rare, and common.
Yeah.
Well, they've
So-
done
Might have
commons. They've done commons with a foil treatment before, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
They did.
Yeah, but they have confirmed that all of the perfect cards are going to be the double rares of them.
Yeah.
as
So-
well. So it's likely that the reprints will be the rares, and then the starters will be the commons, or vice versa for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
doubt that they'll just mix mix the starters and the reprints as rares. That'd be weird.
Looking forward to what we've got coming up for ourselves in the next few days. Tomorrow we have a box opening of Set Free, BIG Academy. And then the day after that we have a gameplay video. It's going to be done over Tabletop Simulator thanks to social distancing that we have to suffer at the moment. And that is Gear Chronicle and Royal Paladin.
Yeah.
I think that's probably everything we're covering today. We hope you enjoyed this. This is our first try, so if you can't hear us very well, let us know. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, anything that you thought you didn't need to hear, let us know.
If the audio's bad, blame me.
Yeah, any criticisms or positive comments
Blame Belf.
would be great to hear.
If
we
there's
hope you enjoyed
anything,
it.
if there's anything good, it was Simon's fault. If there's anything bad, it was my fault, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And obviously, like the setup we're using is a little ghetto. It's a little bit scuffed. When the big bad C word is over, we will likely just be doing episodes of this in person, so that it's a little less scuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
This has lasted longer than I expected. We're at what, an hour now, or just under an hour?
I think we're at just under an hour.
oh, well, fab. So it's good length for a podcast. But we hope you enjoyed it. Do let us know what you thought in the comments. We'll hopefully go to this every week. We'll probably be looking at next week's stream in the next video. Once we've got gameplay happening around the world again, once we've got Teams event, Stringfest, we will also talk about that. But for now, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And we look forward to seeing you in episode 2. So this is Max, Belf, Simon, and Rowan signing off. See you next time, guys.